next up we're going to be starting with our 50 founders battle. So let's welcome the first batch of 10 startups they're going to be pitching. So let's actually introduce more of what is 50 founders battle. And my incredible co-host is actually 50 founders battle winner of 2022. Woo!
Thank you.
So Nick, can you maybe give some kind of pieces of advice to the startup founders that are going to be pitching right now?
Probably I have a few. So first, speak from your heart. Second, breathe and speak slowly. Let people and audience to process what you are saying. And just enjoy your time on stage.
Exactly. That's what matters. So it's going to be one batch, 8 startups this time. Then let's talk about what's happening. So basically, 3-minute pitch, 2-minute Q&A session. And before I do, let's just introduce the jury that will be checking out the startups and choosing the one that will be creating and joining the top 10 startups that will be pitching tomorrow at the finals.
So, meet the first judge, Vilius Kateiva, associate at Practica Capital. Where is Vilius? Right here. Some words? Your microphone is off? Okay, no words from Vilius.
Good. The next one is Pedro Santos Vieira, partner at 500 Global.
Next one, Zane Kampa, investment associate at Change Ventures.
Bocskov, general partner at Fiedler Capital.
Elsa, Hyland, angel investor and startup advisor.
So, the jury has some notes to do, and we would like to invite the first startup to pitch. Let's give a round of applause to CheckEye, a Ukrainian AI-enabled cloud platform for mass screening of chronic diseases, and its CEO and co-founder, Kirill.
Whoa! Support startups, support startups.
Hello. My name is Kirill, and I'm CEO and founder of CheckEye, and it's my pleasure to open this battle. So let's good luck for every founder who will be here today. So our healthcare system was designed in the middle of the previous century, and we can't address the same challenges now. Today, top 4 chronic diseases like cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and breathing disease are responsible for more than 90% of premature deaths in Europe. And we can address at least 2 of them. Our MVP focused on the diabetes because it's pandemic of the 21st century. In 2 decades, we will have 1.3 billion people with diabetes around the world, and 30% of them will develop diabetic retinopathy, which is cause #1 of blindness in the working age. Only preventive medicine can address such huge challenge, so we need to screen everybody around the world and pinpoint people with the very first symptoms of the disease to start treatment as early as it possible. We can do it through the 2 ways, traditional with the doctors, but we are not willing to go to the doctors until we face significant symptoms. And for example, here in the region, only 2 ophthalmologists per 100,000 patients. So AI enables us to remove all these barriers and do screening affordable and accessible next door for everybody, and decrease cost of screening by 12 times, depending on the country. So technicians take an iFundus photo, upload to the cloud, and in a few seconds get a recommendation from AI if there are any signs of the chronic disease. We have projects in Ukraine and signed pilots around the world. But what we find is that more than 30% of people with diabetes living with undiagnosed diabetic retinopathy, that they can lose their eyesight in 5 years. Our MVP focused on the diabetic retinopathy because it's huge social impact, but in this year, we're working on the arterial hypertension to add to the screening because it's cause #1 of premature deaths in Europe. Our market size is 2.5 billion people around the world with revenue more than 5 billion annually. Our team have more than 100 years experience. Me personally, 20 years experience in digital transformation. My co-founder, Andrei Karol, 20 years in medical retina, and guys with complementary skills. We partnership with a different university in Europe and with Ukrainian Diabetic Federation. And we was awarded for the different medical and startups awards, and we are looking for the 700 case for our 18 months growth program and enter to the 3 European markets and get certification in Europe. As well, we are looking for the partners to scale up and do a proof of concept and first pilots and early adopters in different healthcare system around the world. Thank you, and let's make impact on the world together.
2 minutes for the Q&A session. Who has the questions? Elsa?
Thank you for a great presentation. I'm interested to know more about the business model, who is actually paying, as well as how you will reach all these people.
Yes. Our business model is focusing on the partners. So, for example, now we are doing a pilot with ex-COVID test points in Germany. Because they are spread really around and they need to change business model because COVID is not so popular now. So we are adding a test for them, and this allows us to decrease screening price for end user by 10 euros. And we charge 2 euros per patient from them.
Perfect. Another question?
Jordan, what about competition?
It's an interesting question because a lot of startups who are working in the image recognition as iNook in UK, in US, and so on, they are working with ophthalmology hospitals. So they are helping ophthalmologists to do or automate their day-to-day routine. And they are mostly focusing on the eye disease and eye condition. We are focusing on the systematic disease like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and this allows us to be on the very edge of the healthcare and to collect more data from the patients. And as for example, for arterial hypertension, we are, when we release it, we will be unique on the market. Nobody did.
Perfect. Zane? Okay. Vilius?
And what about certifications and licensing, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, as I said, in this round, we are looking for funding to certification. We are expecting to be Class 2A medical software as a medical device, so we need to funds to get the certification.
And the question from Pedro.
I have a question about product. So these models require a lot of data to become very effective on one hand, so how do you expect to collect enough data to have good results? Second, even if you get that data, a lot of other people can get the data too, so why are you the best team to make the best out of that data set?
Yes and no. The first one, yes, we need a lot of data to go further, and especially for the rare disease. But as we are positioning ourselves as a mass screening solution, so we can have access for the bigger and diversity data on the screening, and include universities to make clear this data set for the most rare disease. And our competitors who are working on the fields as eye hospitals, they didn't have access to the such data. As further we go with every next disease, the competitors will need years to gain the same amount of data and to same classification. And as well, from the other side, we have a unique solution which we are doing kind of segmentation not only for the disease, but for particular signs of the disease. And for now, it's unique.
Thank you, judges, for questions. Unfortunately, we run out of time. Thank you, Kirilo. And meet next startup from Estonia, Karin Kogerman. S-Address, a deep tech company, is developing personalized solution for the treatment of chronic wounds. Applause.
Hello, my name is Karin. I'm a CEO and co-founder of S-Address. What slides?
Yes.
Can we start?
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
In a few seconds.
Shall I continue or without slides?
I can talk. Start. Take your time.
Okay.
Like use every opportunity.
Yeah.
What is S-Address in one sentence?
Yeah. Actually, S-Address is a company. We plan to change the wound care. by providing personalized wound dressings for the treatment of chronic wounds. And yeah, here it is. So, Esodress and...
Just a second.
Oh?
Yes, they can see. And start.
Okay. Hello again. My name is Karin. I'm a CEO and co-founder of Esodress, and we plan to change the wound care by providing personalized wound dressings for the treatment of chronic wounds. Chronic wounds are a major problem for the society due to the health problems it causes to the patients, as well as high healthcare costs. And current treatments are not always successful. And the major reasons are that all patients are different, all wounds are different, and they require different treatments. And clinicians do not always have an access to the different available products on the market, and therefore no unique treatment actually exists. Esodress has a solution for the problem. We provide customized and on-demand manufacturing of wound dressings in clinics at the hospital pharmacy. Therefore, personalized wound dressings can be prepared according to the patient's individual need. Therefore, all three key aspects can be covered: right time, right place, and right cure. We have more than 10 years of experiences in developing wound dressings. We use a technology that enables to produce fibrous dressings, and we have a know-how and skills to incorporate the antimicrobial and wound healing agents. And we bring this technology and innovation to the clinics closer to the patients. Therefore, clinicians can provide the treatment that they want, and patients will receive the treatment that they actually need, leading to faster wound healing, reduced mortality, morbidity, and healthcare costs. Wound care market is highly crowded and clear growth is seen. We know there are competitors out there, but they are doing only single product, single solution options, and nobody's doing customized and on-demand solutions which the patients actually need. We have a clear go-to-market strategy to go from academic research towards the business, and we have our business model B2B, and we have our first customer, Tartu University Hospital, where we are setting up our first pilot clinical trials. And we have actually achieved our important milestone. We have already set up the manufacturing in the clinic, and now we are setting up the round in order to have more funding to continue our technology and business development. We have an excellent team consisting of researchers with different backgrounds, and we complement each other, and we work together more than 10 years. We have also excellent regulatory, legal, and business advisors, and we constantly collaborate with clinicians and manufacturers in order to improve our innovation. And today we are looking for investor money in order to get more grant funding, and also advisors who have expertise and know-how to make it possible and help us to make the life better for the people who suffer from chronic wounds. Thank you.
Yes,
Karin.
What an amazing ride. So, questions? Pedro?
So question about the unit economics. So once you get this device to the hospitals, what's the payoff period? How much does it make to make it? How are you going to sell it? How much money are you going to make per machine?
Yes, thank you. Our business model at the moment, it consists such that we will provide different options to the clinics. They can have it as a service-based, monthly-based fee, or they can actually buy the equipment to themselves as well. But we will be there supporting with the documentations and the regulatory documentations and training. And this is something that comes from Esodress, together with the premixes that actually will be used to make the dressings.
Next question, Elsa.
Thank you for an interesting pitch. I've seen some of your competitors before, but my question is around sales. And you said that you've been working together for 10 years. How come do you commercialize it now and not earlier? And also, how much have you taken in both in grants and
Yeah, at the moment we have used grant funding in order to do what we are doing, but we have excellent experts in business, and we are now putting up our, let's say, packages for the clinics that we are approaching, and we actually have a manufacturer as a partner as well, with whom we provide the total full solution, and that's our plan at the moment.
And who's focusing on sales in the team?
At the moment, we are dividing it with each other. We don't have any salesperson at the moment, but that was actually one of the reasons why we have it in our next step, team expansion, that we will have a salesperson on board.
Last question? Yes. Jordan.
Could you just elaborate a little bit about the legal background and patenting and all the such?
Yeah, we have a legal consultation. We have companies that we are getting advice, and from regulatory side, which is also very important in what we are doing, we have excellent advisors in Estonia. One from State Agency of Medicine, previous worker, has an own company, and the other is medical device field. So we both are covered.
Thank you, Karin. Unfortunately, we ran out of time.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
jury, for your questions. And next,
Let's
startup.
welcome B-Detect, multispectral skin cancer detection device powered by AI, and its CEO, Ronalds.
Ronald, come in here.
Please applause.
Thank you.
Applause. So, Ronald, how do you
Yeah.
feel here at TechChill?
I'm feeling good. Thank you.
You're feeling good. Nice. We are just waiting while technical staff will launch the presentation, so not to... Oh, we are good. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
ready? Let's go. 3 minutes, please.
Yeah. Hi. We are B-Detect. We are saving lives by making skin cancer detection more accessible and accurate. Skin cancer is the most deadliest form of cancer worldwide. And every year, just from melanoma, 60,000 people die. And this disease creates combined 8.5 billion euro losses to the European and American economy. And it is very important to detect melanoma in the early stage because survival rates dramatically decrease in later stages. And while the disease progresses, you're probably waiting somewhere in line to see a specialist. We wanted to change that. So we created a non-invasive multispectral skin cancer detection device, which is very easy to use. If the scan skin formation is skin cancer, it will be highlighted a bright red color. There are many competitive advantages. The device is very convenient, more than 95% accurate. It's based on patentable self-learning and self-adjusting smart diagnostics technology, which already tested on more than 3,000 skin formations on live patients. We provide also telemedicine capabilities and have an artificial data collection system, which helps even further improve our device. The dermatology device market size is 30.5 billion euros, and is predicted to rise to 22 billion euros till 2030. So it's evident that the demand for such technologies as ours will continue to increase. We will have two payment options. Consumers can pay the full price and use the device as much as they want, or they can pay a smaller fee and pay each time they use it. There are different benefits to each of the stakeholders. Patients will benefit of less complications, save their resources. Medical specialists would improve their diagnostics accuracy, and payers will save resources due to reduction of unnecessary biopsies and referrals. We already have tested this technology in clinics in Latvia and Hungary. Now we are working on our pre-sales. We have signed multiple letters of intent and also collected valuable feedback from key opinion leaders. We have also all the necessary skills to bring this technology to the market, but we need funding. We are looking for 500,000 euros for product certification. We already have received our pre-seed investment, also investments from other sources, and have multiple awards. So thank you very much for your time, and hopefully together we can bring this technology to the market and save millions of people's lives. So thank you.
Thank you, B-Detect. Now it's time for a jury. Zane, let's go with you. Pedro, you're going to be next.
Thank you for the presentation. So my question is, what are the biggest challenges you are experiencing while trying to sell the solution?
Yeah, one of the challenges is definitely the certification process. Yeah, it requires a lot of resources, different kind of resources, also financial resource. Also, yeah, it's hard in general to invent new things in medical field.
Okay.
Next question. Vilius.
And what's the plan on bringing this to market and making the first sales?
Sorry, one more time?
Speak louder, please.
What is the plan with bringing this to the market and making the first sales?
Yeah, so we already are talking to the potential customers. We are giving them to test this device out. As I mentioned, it's already tested in clinics in Latvia and Hungary. At the moment, the device is used every day in clinic in Hungary for research purposes. But also we are giving it out to smaller clinics just to collect the feedback and let's develop the potential customers in the future.
Perfect. Pedro?
Yeah, I have a question about the prototype. So you're trying this out already, right? Do you have accuracy metrics or things that allow us to understand the value that you're delivering to the doctors?
Yes, there were two big projects where we measured the accuracy. Those both projects were conducted in new clinics with all the processors as they should be. Basically, the process was that a normal dermatologist used his dermoscope and compared the results with our device. And further on, they were validated with a biopsy. So, and we proved that our device is for melanoma is not up to, but 97% accurate.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
so
we are out of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And the next startup, again from Estonia, EID Easy is identity-based electronic signature and digital identity marketplace to combat fraud and increase security. Markus, give your applause.
Welcome.
All right. So, hello everybody. I'm Margus, founder of EID Easy, and we are helping businesses to upgrade their electronic signature security by using local and popular signature app that already exists in your devices in all countries all over the world. Imagine for a second that you are VC, you're signing multi-million-dollar term sheet. Do you want your signature be disputable and security reliant on how well can you copy-paste image into PDF? Or you want to have identity-based, secure, strong signature that takes only a couple clicks and fingerprint from the app that you already have on your phone. So, problem here is that electronic signatures are required a lot of different types of documents. Some fintech documents, HR, power of attorneys, and so on. There's a lot of different solutions all over the world that needs to be made work in your business application. But on the plus side, the electronic signatures are growing really fast, and especially the secure signatures inside the main electronic signature field. So what EIDs is doing is it's integrating all the countries' secure signature solutions into one API, and is offering to our partner business applications like DocuSign, SharePoint, Google Docs, Adobe Sign, and any other application. So it saves a lot of money and time and efficiency. We're already working with 8 or 9 out of top 10 worldwide electronic signature platforms. We have quite good traction in terms of MRR and methods covered. Signature market is growing really fast, and by the 2040, we expect that secure signature part is 25 billion euros, where we can get to 100 million ARR without getting close to exhausting the market potential. Our team is very balanced. We have cryptography, IT, sales, operations, everything is covered. And our goal is to raise 1 million euro for next 18 months to increase drastically our coverage, to get like DocuSign or Adobe Sign to deliver more than 100,000 euros each month. And if you don't have €1 million ready, we have even better offer. You can take €20 a month subscription, so you can upgrade your DocuSign signature security. So come to me if you're interested about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Margus. Do you have any questions? Pedro.
Yeah, sorry, I was a bit distracted with the microphone. I missed the part where you explain why you're better than DocuSign, or you can beat them at their own game. Or maybe you didn't cover that part.
We are partnering with DocuSign. DocuSign is front end, and we are the back end. DocuSign will upload documents, share, and sign, and we give the connection to the different countries' secure signature solutions.
So it's the country specificity that you solve for them? Like
Yeah.
they also have their own backend, right? So
Yeah, like if you want to like connect it national ID cards, bank IDs, all kinds of these things, then somebody needs to connect to all these 1,000 different solutions around the world.
Perfect. Elsa.
Yeah, I'm also trying to understand how it works from an end user perspective, because can you explain how I would use this? Would I pay for your service even if I also pay for DocuSign?
Yeah, like DocuSign charges for the front end, we charge for the back end connection. So you have your, let's say, Smart ID or Bank ID app on your phone. So you go to DocuSign, you choose, I want to sign, then request goes to eIDC, we send to your Bank ID or eParax or Smart ID, you confirm on your phone, identity is verified, cryptographic secure signature created, sent back to DocuSign. DocuSign applies this to PDF.
Okay, so I am already using your solution when I'm using DocuSign, because this is what I'm doing in Sweden with Bank ID.
In Sweden, you're not using Bank ID right now, very likely, but if you upgrade or come to me, then we can enable it for you. So you can use Bank ID inside the DocuSign.
Okay, and I'm sorry for getting stuck, but my signature that is still in DocuSign is still going to be there, right?
Yeah, signature DocuSign, but even higher security. Okay. And your identity verified with Bank ID.
Okay. Probably we don't have enough time for the next question. Thank you, Margus. And my co-host Valeria will announce next startup.
Yes. So let's welcome Elysium, who are building a wallet for digital assets and Bitcoin focus, as well as for management and payments. And let's welcome CEO and co-founder, Aaron.
Give you applause.
To meet you. So, we are living tough time, and people need to own their money for real. Finance on-chain can add this, but there are many problems. Elysium is here to give you that right, with a new self-custody concept. Not your keys, not your money. That's true. But then, how do I secure the keys? Right now in the market, centralized exchange are a point of failure. Non-custodial wallet is really technical and difficult for daily user, and that's not possible for them to manage 24 words in a piece of paper. Technical asset management, because people are not able to make transactions and operate with different type of assets in a digital space. And there is no link between real identity and identity on-chain. That's why a lot of people and entities are losing billions of money. With Elysium Wallet, we are making a new self-custody algorithms that, based on the factor you choose in the login in the wallet, we derivate the keys, and then you can also use everything you need in the wallet. So no more interaction with keys, seed phrase, and blockchain technical stuff. With our intention-based transaction, you can perform transaction just saying, how do you want to spend the money, and that's it. And with us, the asset management will be really easy and interoperable between blockchain like Bitcoin and Ethereum for digital payments. And also, you can connect your real data and your real identity in the wallet. Our revenue model is based on transaction fees. We have also a freemium model for digital cards and different features you can have inside the wallet. The transaction between fiat exchange and also crypto swap and exchange. And we are also working on a proof of concept for a B2B white label wallets that we can provide for banks and institutions. Digital assets market is growing really fast. We can serve developing countries where all the banks want to serve their clients with digital assets, but also developing countries and difficult situations where people don't have access to the banks. Right now, we are going to launch our product in 1 month in Europe, in the App Store, and also not only in Europe. And we are also working on a product for institutional banks with 2 institutional banks in Switzerland, the Swiss Exchange and a private bank. And we are also going to patent our technology. We are part of the main ecosystem in Switzerland and also in Europe. We have been invested by main investors in fintech and Bitcoin. We have a team of 10 people, great people that are able to do everything is needed, from business development of the product and cryptography, and also marketing. And we have advisors from Google, Tether, Kraken. Right now, we are closing a round of 800,000. We are still looking for a strategic investor. If you want to come on board, let's have a talk. And thank you very much for your attention. You can scan the QR code and test us as soon as we are on the market.
Thank you, Aaron. Questions?
Zane.
Thank you for the presentation. So this seems like a pretty crowded space. How are you planning to convince your potential customers to use your solution?
So actually, our focus is simplicity and security. Other competitors are solving the answer, where do I save the keys? And they're trying to find the best place to save the keys. And we don't care about that. We are asking, how do we generate the keys? So the keys is generated by your profile. In some way, you can choose how the keys will be made. So just an example, if I made the keys by my fingerprint, I don't care about I have to save the keys, because you have to remember just to use the fingerprints. That's the concept we are using.
Okay.
Okay, next question, Jordan.
What was the biggest technological obstacle that you had to overcome?
I think is just how to use the algorithms in a multi-sig way. So actually, the magic behind is an algorithms. The difficult part is how we find these algorithms that work.
Thank you. More questions? We have some time, please.
Elsa?
I can build on to the previous question here. Acquiring customers B2C is very expensive, and the conversion rates are pretty low. How do you go about that?
We are implementing many sales strategies inside the wallet, but also outside. One of the main strategies is partnership. We are partnering with the main ecosystem like Plan B, Lugano, by Tether. That is actually an ecosystem worldwide. Also reaching the B2B to propose our wallet to their clients, so it's a B2B2C solution. That's one of the ways we are going to do that.
We have time for one more question. One last question.
If not, thank you so much. Let's give applause.
Thank you, Aaron. And today I'm super proud to announce mostly Estonian startups. The third Estonian startup on the stage today is Video Levels, and meet CEO Silver. Video Levels, build your own white-labeled streaming platform to overcome the constraints of major streaming services. Are we ready to start?
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Wait for the presentation and let's go.
Good morning. My name is Silver. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Video Levels. We have a video platform technology that allows you to easily have your own streaming capabilities so that you could unleash the power of video for your business. Previously, I had built and sold one of the biggest streaming companies in Estonia. And now with Video Levels, we've been working closely with our customers to develop and validate our MVP. We have 27 customers generating about 6.5K MRR, and we've earned roughly 250K over the last 12 months. We have amazing customers. For example, Estonian National Symphony Orchestra has created a virtual concert hall so that people could enjoy their concert anywhere, anytime. And Elsa, one of the top telcos in Estonia, has created a communication channel to entertain, educate, inform their employees, partners, and customers. Pretty cool, right? And finally, one of the biggest streaming sites in Estonia, a film heritage platform, Arcader, is also powered by us. So our target customers are exactly like the people I just showed you. They are companies with media content, and YouTube is just not enough for them. Because YouTube doesn't give them control over their content, branding, nor business models. Essentially what we do is we make it very easy for you, without any coding, to go from a lot of content to well managing the content, building your site, distributing and monetizing, and very importantly, taking care of your community and audience. We have some cool competitors, However, after working closely with customers, we built something specifically they've asked for and wanted. So, and others don't provide that. In addition to everything, I'm happy to share that we have a patent pending for a solution that reduces the cost of video production, but at the same time increases the engagement for the audience. Right now, we are raising 500K to support our activities for the next 18 months, to increase MRR 5 times, get 200 new customers. And if you'd like to have a seat in our round, then my contact information is here. I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you very much.
Prepare a clicker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, questions? Let's go, Jordan.
Could you please say a few words about the team?
There are 5 people of us. We have 3 developers, me as a CEO, and also 1 chief product owner who is responsible for the product design.
Cool. Vilius.
Can you also somehow help your clients with discoverability and attracting viewers to these platforms?
Do you mean how people discover these platforms?
Yeah, so my point is that the big platforms have this massive value proposition of making the content much easier to discover and attract viewers, essentially. So can you help with that somehow, or is it more for hosting and just providing the product for them to sort by themselves?
Yeah, we have some plan for the future to help with marketing, but currently we are only this technical solution, so our customers don't need to worry about this one.
Okay, Elsa?
Can you tell me a bit more about your revenue model? You said you had 6K MRR, but you have the total revenue within the year is 250K. How's
Yes.
the equation?
In addition to recurring revenue, we also offer support services for configuration, and all these 27 customers, they're like a pilot customers for us who have also paid for the developments because we've developed something they need. So they've helped us with that.
Good. Zane?
What is your view on defensibility of your solution?
It's a tough one. I think all the websites could be copied easily, but they're not. So, it's regarding our interactive player mode. We have a patent pending. We want to protect that and provide more engagement options for people, which are also IP protected. But otherwise, the service is just complicated. It's not so easy to replicate within a day.
Okay, last question by Pedro.
Yeah, so of these 27 clients you have, where are they? Who are they?
They are based mostly in Estonia, and 1 customer is in Germany. They are some bands, some pubs, clubs, theaters, companies, businesses, and they use this platform for various reasons. So we are happy to have, among these 27 customers, very different customers, even from the defense sector.
Thank you, Silver. We are running out of time, and meet the next startup.
Thank you super much.
Yeah. And I hope that next year TechChill will use our platform as well, so you can enjoy it virtually. Thanks.
Sure, totally. Thank you super much. Let's welcome next startup. It's Latvian startup with its CEO and co-founder Eva. It's Force AI advisor guided towards effective data-driven decisions, enhancing personalized marketing and optimizing the sales funnel. Please welcome.
You can start.
Hello, I'm Eva. I'm CEO and co-founder of Force AI. From working for 20 years with business analytics, I know that every business needs to make data-driven decisions. And there are beautiful dashboards and charts that you can create via Excel, Power BI, Tableau, or other tool. However, nowadays there is more and more data, which creates too many analyses, and you are paralyzed to do anything. So, our AI advisor is able to pull you out of this analysis paralysis, and it tells you what you should do. It looks through various data dimensions simultaneously, identifies correlations among data patterns for well-educated business decisions. Force AI answers your questions by digging into both company internal data and best knowledge from external public data. Force AI looks into historical data and predicts the future, best case and worst case scenario, and tells you how to achieve the best case. It identifies ideal customer profile, tells you how to improve your marketing campaigns, pricing, product features. It also generates new leads and identifies lead prioritization and reduces the churn rates. So the benefit is expanded sales funnel at each step, which leads to increased revenues for our clients. Currently, we are already in our targeted market with a BI solution. We have 10,000 MRR, 23 resales partners, and we have been awarded as #1 technology partner by Sugar Serum, which has 5,000 clients globally. We also have 2 pilot clients for our AI solution, and many more clients and resales partners from our current network want to use it. Currently, most of our clients come from the USA, which will also be one of the key markets for the Force AI. 11 million euro revenues to be reached within 5 years from now is our conservative estimate. Our go-to-market strategy is to utilize our existing network of clients and resales partners, and we also plan to expand our sales team for direct sales as the product is rather expensive. Our team combines all the key competencies required to build such a complex product, and main team members have worked together for 10 to 20 years. Thank you, and let the Force AI be with you.
Thank you so much.
And you saved a lot of time for questions. Pedro.
How long did it take you to get to these 60 clients?
I didn't hear, how long did it take to?
To get the 60 clients that you showed in the map.
So we actually went to the market with BI solution 5 years ago.
And the new one? The new solution?
New solution is currently having MVP and 2 pilot clients. We already have data working with that, waiting for proof of concept. It's just that we are using this BI network of partners and clients to sell AI solution.
Thank you.
Okay, next one. Zane?
Yeah. So, who is your target customer, and what are the characteristics needed for a company to use your solution, if there are any?
So I heard the first part of the question. Our current pilot clients are international insurance brokerage companies. And so we are helping them to figure out how to upsell their current products. And what was the other part of the question?
Are there any specific requirements that companies need to meet in order to use your solution?
Yeah, this upsells was one of the things, and they actually currently use one of the BI tools, Click, which is another thing. And the issue is that currently they look at the charts and they see like client data, team data, but there is no tool which tells them in a single answer, like what is the ideal customer profile, like different patterns at the same time.
The last one? Jordan.
How long does it take to onboard a client?
So it depends, because we really need to build the trust with the client, as the product is rather expensive, starting from 5,000 monthly per client. It takes from 1 month up to 3 months. But it is worth to work, because 5,000 monthly is just like starting price.
Okay.
And Eva saved us some time, so we have one more question. If we have anything to ask,
Elsa?
please do. Elsa.
How have you trained your AI model?
So it actually tool contains from 2 parts, technologies. One is traditional machine learning, which goes through all these mathematical methods. And another is generative AI, which gives us the ability to look through best knowledge from public data, similar like a ChatGPT, which you know better.
Thank you very much.
Thank
And
you,
we are running out of time, but we have one last startup in this batch. And please meet Polish startup, CEO Matvey Sidorin, and it's called AgriModem, real-time agricultural data management from a mixed fleet. Matvey, please, where are you? Oh, nice.
Let's see.
And
Start?
Yep.
yes, enjoy.
Hello everyone, I'm Matvey, I'm CEO.
startup agri modem. We help farmers easier collect his agriculture data from mixed brand equipment. In the typical farmer have different brand equipment in his farm. Previous one, I work in the different company and I have 5 years experience in agritech. We produce some devices for farmers from all world. And when I told these farmers, they told me about one huge problem. Because easy collect agriculture data from mixed brand equipment, because everywhere has different terminals, different interfaces, and different data formats. That's why we are starting producing hardware. It's a plug-and-play modem that can easily install in one move any brand equipment and take any data in real time. And we show this data in a small platform, or can send this data through API in the different platform. Here's the typical use cases what farmer can solve. It's quality control, it's understand his yield mapping called this farm or field, and send any data to or from equipment. Markets near 27 million in the top 10 country what we are looking. Our competitors, some guys is huge, but we fully understand this pluses and minuses, and we understand how we, what problem we can solve. Our market strategy, we are going to work with precision agriculture dealers, integrators, agri-holdings, and farm management system. Business model is SaaS for B2B. It's $100 per year per modem, and one payment for hardware. In this year, in this season, we are going to start producing and sell 100 modems and scale this in the next season years. So what we have right now, it's platform, it's modems right now working in the fields, pre-orders for 80 modems, and a lot of partners. But our main partners in Poland, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and Latam. And we have relationships with different huge company, agro-holding, startups, dealers. Our team is not huge, but right now we are looking partnerships, some biz devs, etc. And we are looking for 350K for the next 12 months. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Matvey. Do jury have any questions? Vilius?
Do you need some sort of partnership agreements or integrations with equipment manufacturers to get that data?
Yeah, right now not, but it's our next step, because we need to develop API. With API, some guys, John Deere class, and etc. in different platform. But we did it previous one, and I fully understand how we need to do it, just developing.
Okay, next one, Jordan.
Are you targeting large agricultural conglomerates or smaller farms?
Yeah, our minimum farmer is 100 hectares and more, because for growth culture in more than 1,000 hectares, you need 4 equipment. It can be different brands and more. Yeah, the maximum what I'm working with guys that have 1 million hectares in Kazakhstan.
Okay, next
Thank you.
one.
Next. Any more? No
Okay.
questions? Thank you very much, Matvey.
Thank you.
And before the next batch, we need to give 3-4 minutes for jury to rest a little bit from the speeching. So probably.
Let's give some round of applause for our jury. Thank you super much for participating in this batch, for giving your thoughts and making these incredible questions that make the startups a bit like, what do I have to say now? So thank you super much. I'm going to see you around. Please make sure to enjoy TechChill, and see you in a bit. Thank you super much.
Yes. But don't leave the audience.
Because
Probably probably among you there is at least one brave startupper who did not get to 50 founders battle, but wants to try to feel it how to speak from the stage. Anyone?
So we're
1
looking
minute
for one founder
to make like fast pitch without slides.
We give you an opportunity to pitch right now on this stage. Raise your hand who wants to pitch right now,
Just to feel
right
the
here.
vibe, how to pitch from the stage and how to give support, how it is important. Anyone wants to pitch their startup without
No one
preparation?
at all.
One girl, come
Amazing,
here.
let's go.
Applause, please, without preparation. Take
What's
it.
her name?
Who are you? This is Anastasia. Anastasia, where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Anastasia from Ukraine, double applause.
So, Anastasia, you have...
I will be your moderator, so I will give you 1 minute to tell us about your startup. And then maybe some questions from the audience. So, let's go.
Okay, this is just a crazy idea that I just come up with. I'm Anastasia from Xtiles. I'm from Ukraine. I work in this company just like 2 months. I'm a marketing manager. And I just want you to know that we have a really great productivity tool named Xtiles. You can do whatever you want there, like noting, organizing your project, cooperate with your teammates, and so on. Like, really, you can use it for personal use and for use with your teammates. I just want you to make sure that you want to check it out and make it a try. Like, yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for supporting.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
please applause. Good job. You did it in
Actually-
40 seconds. This is perfect example how startups.
Can I take a picture?
Yes,
Perfect,
please.
sure.
Do we have a
You don't
photography
mind
here?
if I take a picture with you?
But maybe we have some
With the
questions to
audience.
you from the audience. Any questions? Anybody want to ask?
Xtile is actually a part of the Startup Wise Guys Growth Ukraine program. So you better check it out for your startup when you're going to be scaling.
How does your solution compare to other existing competitors such as Notion, Miro, and maybe Figma?
Sure. If we compare with Notion, it is really hard to start with. Like, for myself, you have to spend 2 days or 3 days to build this page for yourself or for team. In Xtiles, with easy UX design, you can do it like in 1 day or 2 hours. And we also have pre-made templates for professionals, so you don't have spent a lot of time for that. And if we compare with Figma, for example, like FigJam or Miro, you can brainstorm there, but you cannot turn your ideas into actionable plan. You can just make a really great brainstorm, save this document, and that's all. But in our app, you can turn it in the tasks and assign to another people, and then it's easy to use your documents, dashboards, and even databases. I think that's all.
Thank you, Anastasia. And tell us now, how do you feel about speaking from the stage? Share.
How is it right now?
It's really crazy because my English is not perfect and I'm so nervous right
I
now.
think we should give a round of applause to Anastasia.
Yes, but
Woo!
tell how is it important to get support from the audience because they can feel you relaxed and easy and chill.
Yeah.
But good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and do you want to make a picture?
Yes, sure.
Yes,
Do you want to take a
let's
photo
do
with
this.
the audience? Yes. Yay! Smile, guys.
Yes,
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
And I
Thank you so
think
much.
we are ready to announce new juries.
Yes. So the next batch is coming up. So get ready for 10 more incredible pitches. And let's meet the jury that are going to be evaluating the startups and going to be choosing this one that's going to be coming from this batch to the top 10 and will pitch tomorrow at the grand finale. So let's meet.
Marcus Bordner, general partner and co-founder of Prequel Ventures. Where are you, Marcus?
Amazing.
Please tell us about your fund. What is your focus and your average ticket size?
Yes, sure. Oh, well, that was louder than expected. So we invest in supply chain tech startups across Europe, starting with sourcing and procurement all along the value chain until something is recycled. Ticket sizes are usually very small, currently 50K to 150K, often co-investing with others and investing as early as possible, so pre-seed, sometimes seed.
And probably you are very fast.
We are, we try to be, so 2 weeks until, yeah.
Good job.
Incredible. Let's meet our next jury. Simonas Zirgulis, Senior Associate at Orion Ventures.
Where are you?
Perfect.
Tell us about your fund.
Thanks.
We cannot hear you, but I will give you a mic.
Yeah.
Try to continue because you have a headset.
Try to continue because potentially they're gonna be connection.
This is one working.
Doesn't work even there. Okay, interesting.
It was working, he just not using his mouth.
Is it working? Yeah, okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, Orion Ventures is a corporate venture arm of investment banking firm Orion Securities, which is one of the leading firms in Lithuania and across the Baltics. So yeah, we invest small tickets, also up to 50K in technology, early stage companies, mostly across the Baltics. And we also help to fundraise for certain startups and yeah, help them with their fundraising rounds.
Incredible. Have you got some of the top 50 into your pipeline?
Yeah, for sure.
Incredible.
Thank you very much. And the next fund we want to announce is Bal Norton General Partner Alexander Dobrzenski. And just in case if your headset is not working, tell us about your sound.
I think it is working. Yeah,
yes,
okay.
Nice.
Hi everyone. At Balnord we invested pre-seed and seed. We're a deep tech and data-driven software fund focused on Poland and Baltics. So our average tickets at pre-seed are around 600K and at seed 1 million plus.
Whoa, that's really nice. That's really nice. Startups, check out. So the next judge is Janina Lamy, the investment director at Wendep Capital. Janina?
Hi. We are an early stage B2B SaaS investor operating in the Nordics and Baltics. Typically enter at seed stage with an initial ticket size that may vary from 300K to 3 million.
Incredible. Incredible. You got some startups in the pipeline, I see.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And the last jury in this batch, this is Caroline Gattner, investment manager from Maki VC. Please, Caroline, tell us about Maki.
Yes. So Maki VC is a VC firm from Helsinki with a global mandate. We've been actively investing since 2018, leading pre-seed and seed rounds with tickets ranging from 300,000 to 3 million euros. We don't have a specific industry focus. We make deep tech and brand-driven investments across B2B and B2C verticals.
Incredible.
Thank you
we
very much.
We have amazing jury for this batch.
Yes,
Thank you so
give
much.
jury
Let's give
your
her an
applause.
And start our next batch with startup Catalico and its CEO Reinis. So, what is doing Catalico? Catalico is developing a circular economy supply chain for Z&O to reduce imported materials, help the industry meet ECG. Let's meet.
Please, Reinis, come here.
Hello.
Yes, usually we have some kind of gap in between, like 10-15 seconds. How do you feel at TechChill? Please, technical stuff, launch the deck.
Very good.
You tell us, how do you feel?
I feel good. I'm ready to tell you more about Catalico.
Yes, nice, and we are ready to go.
Yes, hi. At Catalico, we are developing a new supply chain of sustainable materials.
Yes.
And our main goal is to reduce the Earth's overshoot day, which last year fell on August the 2nd, and also reduce Europe's dependency on imported materials. Our first focus is on zinc oxide. It is a very important material in many industries. More than half of the consumption goes to the rubber industry and tire industry. Also, it is an important material for the chemical industry. And we already have paid customers, major companies in these industries. Zinc oxide is also quite a big market, 5.2 billion euros. Our beachhead market of active zinc oxide is growing twice as fast, And we aim to obtain 550 million market share by introducing this new supply chain of recovered materials. Currently, Europe relies on almost 40% import of zinc oxide. At the same time, we have huge amounts of this material available in industrial waste streams, both in the chemical industry and metallurgical industry. And Kateiva has developed a solution, a technology platform that allows to recover this material and create a local and sustainable supply chain for zinc oxide. And later, we can also adapt to copper, nickel, and cobalt oxides. Of course, we have some competition. We have indirect competitors who are the producers of regular zinc oxide, and then we have direct competitors, producers of recovered materials and high surface area materials. But we differ with that we take other industry waste streams and recover high surface area material. Our business model is a combination of recovery as a service and licensing. And we will scale up our service with the help of toll manufacturers, which allows industrial scale without investment in equipment. And we will make it thanks to our great team of great entrepreneurs and experienced scientists. And also we are backed up by a great advisory team with experience in the industry. So we are facing big challenges in Europe with the global supply chains and also setting high targets to reduce CO2 footprint. And this is why recovered materials is critical today. So if you are interested in this proposal, I'm happy to talk with you about our next funding round next year. Thank you.
And maybe we have some questions from jury. Hey, jury. Yes, please.
Thank you for your presentation. What does your sales cycle look like?
Sales cycle in these industries like chemical and rubber industry is of course quite long. We are going through several qualification stages, starting with analysis of some smaller samples. Then in the next stage, we are preparing some bigger, already paid samples, and then gradually going to an industrial scale.
Thank you, Janila, for your first question. Maybe other members of jury?
Marcus?
Yes?
Yes, are there any adjacent fields where you could also apply the technology besides zinc oxide? Like talking from a roadmap perspective?
So we are starting with zinc oxide, but we can also use and work with copper oxide materials, and later we will adopt also to nickel oxides and cobalt oxides. So this is what we know. Probably we will find some more as well.
Alexander?
Hi, thanks for the pitch. What is the number one thing that makes you stand out from your competitors that you've shown on the slide? If you just were to sum it up in one simple thing.
So the number one thing is this circular and local supply of these recovered and sustainable materials that we enable to reduce consumption of fresh materials and also these imports of.
One more?
Last one.
Let's go.
Is there a price difference for your buyers buying your recycled material and the regular one?
Yeah, in the case of chemical industry, we aim to supply same quality and similarly priced material. For the rubber industry, for example, they are currently using very cheap commodity material. Our material probably will be more expensive, but it allows lower consumption. And thanks to this, we will also provide savings to that industry.
Thank you, Reinis. Thank you, jury, for your questions. And please give a round of applause to Reinis.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And prepare to meet next startup. Daniel, CEO of Wakat, is a student freelance marketplace that leverages project reviews for recruitment purpose. So please give your applause to Daniel. And I think we are ready to go.
All right. So if you've ever hired an intern or a graduate analyst, you probably know the drill. First, you build some employer branding through career events, career first, then you post your job offer in several places. You review the CVs, you do the interviews, and finally the lucky candidate or candidates get onboarded into your team. The end-to-end process costs on average $6,000. And if all the vacancies, graduate vacancies in the US, 500,000 of them, were to be filled, that would suggest that companies spend in the US alone a staggering $3 billion on that process. And I mean, it is what it is. Recruitment is one of the most important aspects of any business. If you're hiring a good candidate, it makes sense. Unfortunately, 75% of companies admit to have hired a wrong candidate at some point. It's even more tricky with graduates because you can't really assess their skills or experience. It's more about their attitude, whether they want to learn. And it's hard to spot during an interview, even harder if the CV and interview prep are done by ChatGPT. On top of it, it usually takes several weeks or even months to find a candidate. And when I was a management consultant, very often at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., or on a weekend, I wondered that I could use some extra help, but I needed it right then. The answer to those problems is Vakat, which in Polish means vacancy. It's a platform where companies can create an account and add their employees, set permissions and budgets, and whenever an employee needs an extra intern, they post a project on our platform. They can leverage our built-in assessment center if they want to make sure that a candidate knows Excel or Python. Once candidates apply, you hire them with a single click, and you can do it for 1 hour or for a full 6-month internship. We provide all the logistics, we handle the KYC, and it's a feature that we announced just a few days ago with the Latvian-based startup Abilio. You can hire with the simplified logistics, you can hire a candidate even within 15 minutes or 1 hour. We are able to provide you with that many candidates that fast because we already have a database of 41,000 students registered on the platform. They come from 70 countries, more than 1,500 universities, from Harvard to Vilius University. On the business side, we have around 220 organizations, varying from pre-seed startups to large corporations like PwC or Bain. To date, we've done 230 internships in 27 countries, generating around $54,000 in revenue, and now we're ready to scale. Out of this amount, we take a 20% commission for providing the whole infrastructure and access to talent, but we also collect performance reviews after every project. We can combine it with skills, which we verify, and all the other data that we collect, and we can monetize it as a recruitment insight in the future. And if you want to run ads, we can also build on top of the marketplace. A small team of 5, advised by an ex-Anderson Horowitz partner. We were backed by 2 American investors, and now we are raising $1.2 million, out of which $200,000 is already secured. Thank you very much.
And the first question is from Alexander.
Hi, Daniel. Thanks for the pitch. Can you tell us why now is the right time to launch this business and to capture this opportunity?
Yeah. So first of all, companies move more and more towards remote, and also the interview process is getting more and more remote. So while it was quite challenging to spot those, the attitude and willingness to learn during a regular interview, at an online interview, it's much, much harder. Second of all, with Gen Z entering the market, more and more candidates want to have the experience rather than just the brand. So with Vakat, we are also helping students to explore what different careers of different companies offer, which is not possible with the standard internship process, where you have to put all that effort up front. So you expect the candidate to work for 2-3 months at least.
Okay, next one, Caroline.
Can you explain why recruiters would choose Vakat over posting the ad on LinkedIn or other recruitment platforms?
Yeah.
And why specifically for internships?
So the challenge with graduate recruitment is that you have to put so much effort up front, I mean the CV reviews and interviews and all that stuff, to hire a candidate for 2 months, 3 months. And the most important aspects of graduate recruitment, so the attitude and the willingness to learn, etc., are quite hard to spot during an interview. And I mean, I've managed teams where I had graduates and interns, and even though we put so much effort up front, seven-step process, sometimes we found out that the candidate is not the right fit after 2 or 3 days. So you have to put all that effort up front, and the result is quite mediocre. With our solution, you can hire graduates in a kind of no strings attached way. We handle the logistics. You can also hire internationally. We've had, for example, a US company hiring a Nigerian student.
Who evaluates then, if I use Vacat? Who evaluates the motivation of the intern?
You as a manager. So you hire with a single click. You have a very flexible approach. You don't have those candidates on your payroll. So, I mean, you pay with a credit card or with a wire. And then if you like the candidate, working with the candidate, you can hire them full-time. And if you're not hiring, but you liked working with the candidate, we can tell another company that, you know, there's a great person available.
Thank you, Daniel, for pitching, brilliant pitching of Vacat. And if you want to ask Daniel more questions, please set up your account in Umbrella application and reach him out there. And
the next startup that we're having is Ukrainian AI-enabled. Please meet Yulia, CEO and co-founder. What is S-Lab? S-Lab produces a truly green packaging at industrial scale that consists of only 2 plant-based components. Please welcome.
Whoa!
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Julia. I'm CEO and co-founder of S-Lab. Every single unit that was ever produced out of polystyrene still remains somewhere in the landfills, pollutes soils, oceans, and even our bodies. But there are good news. The world has changed. In just a couple of years, all the packaging has to be recyclable or usable. This means that we need to eliminate 15 billion kilograms of polystyrene produced in the packaging industry every year. SMBs and corporations are already under the pressure of sustainability regulations and customers' choice, where eco-friendly packaging is a must. That's why we created S-Lab and introduced a truly green packaging solution that consists of only 2 plant-based components. One is agricultural waste. The other one is mycelium. Mycelium is a network of mushroom roots, and we use its binding power to create a strong and reliable material that fully replaces polystyrene. S-Lab packaging has the same features in terms of durability, waterproof, and thermal insulation. But after the usage, it will fully decompose in just 30 days. So it is a natural replacement of polystyrene that can be applied in various industries. So our customers can say goodbye to polystyrene and embrace power of a truly green packaging. Speaking of customers, we already have clients who rely on us for their monthly packaging needs. We had a successful pilot with L'Oréal and now working on the contract to become their supplier. And moreover, we have a future customers who are waiting for us to build an automated production line that is being developed as we speak with our own unique innovative technology that we have 5 patents for that will enable us to produce at the industrial scale. And then to have even more exposure, we have unlocked scalability with a simple solution where we optimize production line to fit into the 40-foot containers that will serve as the mini factories. Then those mini factories are deployed at the customer's premises, and that's where packaging is produced. This way we go global by creating a network of the mini factories around the world. We already have a strong strategic partners who want to utilize this technology. There are both big corporations and some other packaging companies. We cannot disclose anything yet, but you can guess from the logos. There are two streams of revenue. One from producing our own packaging at our own facility, and second revenue is from licensing our technology to others in those mini factories. The worldwide packaging market is worth 1 trillion euros, and the sustainable segment is the most rapidly growing. By providing biodegradable polystyrene, we are going to capture 1 billion market share within the next 5 years. Just imagine an impact. Every time you buy your TV set or favorite cosmetics that is packed into our packaging, you make landfills free from polystyrene, reduce CO2 emissions and water usage. We already closed our pre-seed round and went through some acceleration programs. The next round is next year, so get ready. Our core team consists of 11 people with 2 co-founders with a complementary experience in biotechnology, team management, and hardware. And our team members are dedicated leaders and experts in their industries who do not want to do anything else but build the future of the packaging industry. Thank you, and join us as we flip the table.
Thank you, Julia.
Julia. And the first question is from Simonas.
Thanks for the presentation. As you scale and grow, how do you ensure the availability of the materials, the raw materials, and especially if you do those small factories across the world?
Yeah, so we have two components. One is agricultural waste, and the other one is mycelium. Mycelium is easier to tackle as we do not buy it from somewhere. We just recultivate it all the time in our own process, and we need just microscopic numbers of that. So we do not need to source it from anywhere. The process is built that it's always recultivated, and we have enough supply of that. And then the agricultural waste, we can use stem or straw of any plant that is available at the locations where is manufacturing located. So at the moment, we use mix of hemp and linen, but it can be anything else. It could be stem of the wheat, tea trees leftovers, basically anything that is available.
Good job, Julia. Next question from
Marcus.
Yeah, thank you for the pitch. How does the material compete from a price perspective to existing materials and other alternatives now and in the future?
Great question. So from day one, we wanted to make this material affordable and available, as this is the main problem for all other alternative materials. And that's why we built this automated production line and focused on investing into the technology and innovation. So at the moment, we are probably 50% more than polystyrene, and not talking about other alternatives because they are 2-3 times more expensive. So we are already differentiating on that side. But at the end, we would like to, we aim to be at the same price point as polystyrene, so that our customers do not have that barrier when they're using our packaging.
One last question. Probably Anila.
Okay, what's your challenge number one at the moment?
I would say that we are constantly building and developing, so there are many things happening. We just recently expanded our team, and we grew 2 times. So of course, it's time to build the team and do all of these things that to come everything together. But overall, I think just the process, it takes time, and innovation also takes time. So of course, I would say time, but anyway, we can make it work.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you very much.
And prepare to meet new startup from Poland called Baby Rain and his CTO, Alexander Stefanin. Baby Rain, AI-powered platform to aid and diagnose autism spectrum disorder in children at an early stage. Really useful. And I think we are almost ready to start. Yes, we are. Please, Alexander.
Hello. Just imagine your child play different games, and after several days, we can send to you a report with the information if there is any patterns which detected in your child, which shows there is the problem with autism in your child, yes or no. And this is exactly what we do. This is what we developing. Autism, this is quite common for the whole world problem, and unfortunately 75% of children stay nonverbal because of late diagnosis. But we can reduce this number by 3 times if we do this in proper time, to only 25%. Today, traditional method for diagnosis, it's time consuming, it's costly, it's stressful for parents, for children, and the most biggest problem is that this is not accurate, especially if we talk about the early stage of diagnosis. That's why we develop our application, which employs use AI technology, use big data, image processing, video analysis, etc. And using our application, we can reduce the cost of the diagnosis from several thousand to only $12. We can reduce the time for diagnosis from several months to only 3 days. How it works? The child plays different games, then we proceed this information using our platform, and then we show the results of the the report with the information about this child. Inside our application, we have a lot of different neural networks. We detect palm fingers. We detect points on the face, pose movements, etc. And all this stuff we put to large language model, which helps to create tailored report for each person, for each parent. We have an application. This is the screenshot of this solution. Also, we process a lot of data. We already... Okay.
Can you hear us now?
Yes, we are ready to start Q&A. Maybe some questions from jury.
Questions? Caroline.
Questions. Caroline.
Yeah, how many target customers are there in Europe or worldwide? And what's your business model?
Okay, about our business model, we have like 3 groups of customers. This is the hospital services providers. Then this is the like a private specialist who works with children for child development, pediatricians, and also this is the parents. If we talk about the first group, we have 2 customers in this sphere. This is clinics. Also, we have more than 500 parents and several specialists as a customers of our application.
Next question from Janila.
Can you tell me a little bit about your team?
Yeah, our team consists of 11 people, and it can be divided by 2 groups. The first, this is engineers. We have 5 of them, and 5 physicians. That's why we have quite solid medical expertise in our startup.
Thank you.
Last question? No more questions.
No more questions. Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Alexander.
Give a round of applause. The next startup that we're having is actually a startup that had been participating in the delegation from Latvia to Slush. So please welcome Sorcera and its CEO and co-founder, Georgs. Sorcera is a B2B, 2G, tender intelligence and collaboration platform driving efficiency in EU's €2 trillion public procurement. Please welcome.
Thank you. Hello, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Sorcera. But before Sorcera, I was selling tech hardware through the RFP process. So requests for proposal are a structured process where a buyer solicits bids from several suppliers and chooses the best one. RFPs are huge. More than 4 million SMEs are participating in RFPs, and RFP-based sales compose around 38% of the revenue for these companies. However, due to their size and access to resources, SMEs are losing or missing many bids. They can overcome these challenges through collaboration. This is what SMEs are good at. However, collaboration is the #1 reason that they are losing bids. I know this problem personally. I've done this for over 10 years. There are no good solutions on the market. This prompted me to create Sorcera that would help other SMEs to win more bids. So, Sorcera is the RFP collaboration platform. What we do is we connect the different companies, the organizations that are involved in the RFP supply chain, from the buyer, the issuer of the RFP, to the supplier, and any third-party collaborators, such as subcontractors and service providers. We allow buyers to issue RFPs on our platform, and we also source RFP opportunities from throughout the EU. We then apply AI data processing to create a tailored list of RFP opportunities to every user. But we go a step further, and we also analyze the companies that are bidding the RFPs and the buyers that are issuing them. Based on our data processing, we can create tailored, pre-generated organization profiles for any of these organizations, and we make it very easy to connect and find these companies. Our unique value proposition in networking is currently the only one in the EU, as far as I've found. There is a Y Combinator startup that just raised their Series A to do something similar in the States. So we launched in December. Since then, we're booking around 10,000 euros every month in new revenue. These are multi-year subscriptions. This is from a dozen customers paying. Our plans range from 0 to 10,000 euros. We have over 300 users on our platform. Some of the users that we're most proud of are non-paying, such as the Competition Council of Latvia, who are using our tools to track illicit supplier activities in public procurement. We are also raised around 580,000 in grants supported by the EU, and we are on track to receive around 1 million more for AI research in RFP this year. So we have an experienced team. Myself, I have an experience of winning more than 20 million euros in RFP bids, 0 euros in bribes. I'm an MBA for what it's worth. My co-founder Rudolf is our CTO, an experienced system architect. This is our first external round. If you like small companies winning big, come and talk with us. Thank you very much.
Woo!
Good
Thank
job,
you.
and thank you keeping on timing. And we have the first question from Alexander.
Hi, thanks for the pitch. Can you tell us more about how do you monetize and what is the rationale on monetizing kind of that particular group?
So currently, we are offering SaaS plans for the buyer side and for the supply side. So for example, an SME would come for us and they would say, we want to find opportunities, and we would charge something around 500 to 2,000 euros per year so they can find these opportunities. And then we upsell maybe on some other plans that involve collaboration. We're still working on these upsell plans.
Okay, Caroline?
Why did you choose to focus on public procurement?
We actually don't. This was a pivot that we did after we see feedback 6 months ago. We restructured it, and it's based for any RFPs, basically. Why is public procurement good? Because the data in public procurement is very open. Since 2017, there's a lot of data. It's very unstructured, it's very dirty, but it's a lot to ingest in, and we can work with this data to create all these organization profiles and basically map the market.
Perfect.
More questions?
Marcus?
Yeah, maybe. So what is the source and basis for the mapping, especially when it comes to like knowing which supplier is able to work in which process and deliver which goods and so on and so forth?
So what our companies are most interested in is who is already winning the tenders. So for example, you would, let's say, I'm a company in Latvia, I want to supply, I don't know, ultrasonography system, whatever, in Lithuania. So I would check who is the winning the ultrasonography systems, what's their win rates, who is bidding for this, let's say Vilius hospital, based on a keyword search, industry parameters, and so on.
Thank you very much. And we have time for one last question, and maybe it's Simonas. He's silent for a while.
How do you scale across different European countries and given probably different local regulations and whatnot?
You're very right. So we started with optimizing our platform for EU from day one, but so far we're only active in Latvia, and this is what we're raising for, to scale to Lithuania, Estonia, and Finland. We're already preparing for it. We have all the data from there. What we do is we first target the most key buyers in this network, and we do a very manual process of onboarding them, and then we go to the supply chain and we say, hey, the big buyers are using us, come here and interact with them.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sorcera.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Sorcera, give your applause. And prepare for the next startup, represented by Dennis, CEO of DDD Invoices. DDD Invoices enables locally compliant invoicing for any software with a single API. Dennis, stage is yours.
Hey everyone, thank you very much, and for the invitation to the TechChill. Around 4 years ago, we were scaling our own ERP solution internationally, and we got stuck into local invoicing compliance problem. Subsequently, we learned about the huge global shift happening right now. We decided to sell the ERP and invest everything into what is now DDD Invoices. Electronic invoicing is already required to a certain degree in around 40 countries. When a government mandates invoicing, they create a tax portal where all the invoices needs to be sent and reported in real time in a machine-readable format, meaning that PDFs are not compliant anymore. In the next 5 years, all Europe, Australia, and Asia will require B2B electronic invoicing, which represents a huge problem for all kinds of softwares and B2B platforms who need to provide compliant invoicing for their SME customers. It's very complex because they need to connect with multiple tax portals. Each country has a different standard, taxes, laws, and software vendors. They just want to build their own fucking software. What can they do? They can go with their own development, but it's slow and it takes months. They can go with local providers, but they're local, or connect them with global tax compliance solutions, but that's an enterprise sale and it's just not a good fit. DDD Invoices is an API-first, infinitely scalable global e-invoicing infrastructure. One API for global compliance. Through a simple one-day integration, softwares connect to us, send us the invoice data in JSON, and then we transform this into fully compliant e-invoice, which we report and deliver to the tax authorities and clients. We handle all types of invoices, issuing, receiving, legal archiving as well, through a simple monthly subscription. We've been growing steadily since the launch in 2022, are covering more than 30 countries, and we are also a PEPL member. Our go-to-market strategy relies heavily on the inbound online, where clients find our website, then perform a self-serve integration, or we solve problems for our bigger customers on the meetings. We're a team of 8 people who've built and sold several softwares. We have more than 20 years of ERP and invoicing industry as well. The e-invoicing is here to stay, and we have the opportunity to make an impact right now. Also, it's never been easier to create a software, which means that a lot of softwares will require our solution. But we are not just providing locally compliant invoicing. Because of the direct integration with tax authorities, we are building the European's largest tax invoice database. And when you combine that with data analytics, AI, modern fintech technology, and sustainability solutions, we are basically creating a cornerstone for Europeans' internet infrastructure of the future, all in line with the single market policy of the Europe. DDD, and thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have questions from jury? We have. Marcus will start.
I will, definitely. So thanks for the pitch, first of all. Can you elaborate a little bit on the profiles of your existing customers? So which kind of companies are using it as of today?
Sure. We have primarily 2 types of customers. The first one that we focus on, it's ISVs, independent software vendors, meaning all kind of different softwares that has invoicing. Think of invoicing softwares providers, accounting softwares, ERP providers, CRM providers, marketplaces, and those kind of things. And the second target market is basically normal SME companies using ERPs, and they need a local partner because the ERP like SAP or Oracle do not provide localization. Our focus are ISVs because bigger bang for the buck. We integrate once, they have 20,000 clients, and yeah, we get more, they get more. When they grow, we grow.
Janina, do you have a question? Or?
Janila, please help us. Ask a question.
I was just about to ask you about entering the new market. So how do you see that? How efficient is that?
We can target markets in 5 different ways. Starting already just providing the invoicing infrastructure and shortening time to market for very early startups. They have the requirements of PDF invoicing. On the mid-range, we can focus on the internationalization of our clients or change of the legalities in specific country. Poland is coming, for example, 2025. Latvia, 2025, it's planned. And on the bigger side, we can also provide digitalization services for SMEs using ERP solutions, and that would be on the higher side. Yeah.
And
thank you, Janina, for your last question. And we are running out of time.
Yes.
Thank you, Dennis. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause. Guys, please be more supportive. It is a stress to be here. So more applause, the better. So
more applause. Yeah.
Let's try it out.
Well, we are stressing.
So the next startup is a Lithuanian startup Greet Menu. Please meet its CPO Dovydas. So, Greet Menu is a tech solution created for the hospitality industry to be more efficient with less effort. Let's give a round of applause.
Everybody hates waiting, right? Especially when you're hungry. Have you ever been in a situation when you wanted to reorder beer at a restaurant, but the waiter was not next to you? Or you wanted to make an order, and you wanted to pay the bill, but the waiter was not next to you. So, I was in this situation, and my name is David. I'm sorry. And my friends was in this situation as well. But luckily, we were working in tech companies, and we had multiple years of experience working in the tech industry. So, we quit our jobs, and we created Grid. It's a better way to order and pay the restaurant using a smartphone. One of our main products is a Grid Pay, and basically, restaurant guest can scan the QR, see his table's bill in real time, and pay it in seconds. Also, along with that, he can leave a tip and leave a review. Another product is Grid Orders. It's especially popular in pubs and arenas and fast food restaurants, where you can not only leave a tip and leave a review, also you can make an order and track the progress of it. Basically, restaurants love us, mostly because they are getting more orders, because it's easier for the guests to reorder. Also, their tables are moving faster, and they're getting more reviews, and also they're getting more tips. It's especially important for the waiters, because it's less work and also more tips. We launched 1 year ago, and up until now, we managed to get 300 restaurants in Lithuania that are using Grid, along with the major chains. Also, we are processing 1 million euros a month, and there are more than 50 restaurants that are waiting in the queue. I guess it's obvious how big restaurants industry is. Our main focus is the Europe, and we are calculating that there are 900,000 restaurants, and all of them are processing more than 17 billion a year. So, we are processing payments. We're getting payments from two streams. One is the fixed license fee. It's according to the restaurant size, and also we are getting a processing fee. So, it took me less than 3 minutes to explain how our startup works. It's usually more than the restaurants will make you to wait for the bill, and that's where we are creating Grid. It's easier. Thank you.
Thank you. So, questions from the jury? Janina?
Thank you for the pitch. Can you describe the competition a little bit? I mean, I think you are on a pretty crowded market. How do you differentiate?
Yes, so there are some competitors in Lithuania, so we're mainly competing there. Our main competitor, I would say, is the Global Tips, and they're focusing mainly on the tips side, and we are more focusing on the payment side. We are more processing the orders and the payments, and the Global Tips are more on the tip side. So,
and the next question from Simonas.
More service from what myself. How do you approach entering a market such as Poland? Do you go to owners of large restaurant chains and start negotiating with them? What's your strategy there?
What is your strategy?
Sorry, the question was?
What is the strategy to enter the markets? How are you going to do it?
Okay, so we didn't enter any market yet, but we are approaching towards Poland or Latvia. But what we are basically doing there is like we are trying to approach bigger chains, so it's easier then to penetrate to the market. So that's our strategy at the moment.
Okay.
And we have time for more questions. Caroline, you were silent for a while.
That's almost the same question, but I was also wondering how do you find the customers? Do you outreach to them? Is it like a sales-led go-to-market, or how? Yeah.
Basically, old school cold calling. Yeah, so basically, we tried at the first to go to the restaurant, talk with the people there, but it didn't work. It takes a lot of time. So basically, cold calling and approaching them through emails and so on. So that's the strategy.
What's the approximate retention rate? So the conversion.
It's around like 10%, like I would say average.
Okay.
Thank you,
so very much.
Dovidas. And yes, we are running out of time. It was great.
Thanks.
Thank you, jurors, for your questions. And the next startup will be Silo Team, represented by Ida. Silo Team, reducing development turnover by providing everything from onboarding to offboarding to accessing technical knowledge. Meet Ida.
Let's welcome. Applause, applause, applause. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ida, and today I'm going to show you how to stop wasting your most critical asset. So, developers have one of the highest turnover rates among all occupations, and this costs companies billions of dollars every year. But to solve this, it requires tackling systemic problems in the entire developer lifecycle, such as chaotic onboardings, limited automation, disorganized knowledge silos, and so on. And today, with the recent economic downturn, is really the time to solve this, because developers are arguably businesses' most important and costly asset. To start, we are focusing on revolutionizing developer on- and offboarding by streamlining these critical processes, making sure the new developers is seamlessly integrated and productive from the very beginning. The traction for this is already enormous. We have hundreds of beta signups globally, mainly from CTOs and engineering managers. We also have several POCs, for example, with FTB, which is part of the Hertz Corporation, and all of them will translate into revenue after the pilot period. While we're currently focusing on- and offboarding, looking ahead, our long-term vision is to expand this into a full-spectrum platform that covers the entire developer lifecycle, from start to finish, and by leveraging AI to organize essential knowledge and automate key workflows. For example, our AI Knowledge Hub centralizes technical knowledge, allowing everyone in the tech team to have access to vital information. We are targeting larger tech teams globally, starting here in Europe, then APAC and North America. We are using a pure product-led growth strategy, starting in the mid-market before going after the big fishes in the enterprise sector. The market is absolutely heating up, and we believe there's only a matter of time before indirect competitors becomes direct. Currently, our solution is not available on the market, causing team fragmentation, knowledge silos, and developers departing. We charge per seat, split by stakeholders and developers, with pricing tiers depending on company size and usage. Decision makers and the buying personas are 100% on the tech side. This is our team. We have first-hand experience with the problem space, and we are also covering the entire spectrum from technical to commercial. So stop wasting your money, retain your top asset, use Siloteam. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
First question from Alexander.
Thanks for the pitch. So what's the one killer feature that makes your customers excited?
Ooh, there's actually several of them. So remember, there's several reasons for why a developer decides to leave the company. But the most urgent pain points are actually the technical onboarding and the offboarding part. Because in onboarding today, it's total chaos, zero efficiency. But the AI Knowledge Hub is also something that can actually help tech teams to retain the top talents, because developers get satisfied and stick around when they have access and don't have to waste a lot of time just looking for the information.
Thanks.
Caroline?
Do you also manage, for example, access to SaaS tools or the tech hardware?
So how it works now is that we are integrated with the developer tools that tech teams are using to make them more productive, such as GitHub and Vieira. So we are not integrated with the tools that are for other departments rather than the tech team.
Janina?
Who's the decision maker in the company? Who do you sell to?
Great question. And this is in our benefit because the decision maker, the buying personas, and the budgets are 100% on the tech side. And this, of course, shortens the sales cycle a lot.
More questions?
Marcus?
Yeah, why and how do you expect the product-led growth to work in that sector?
Great question. I would put it like this. The traction that we have so far in such a short time period really shows that it is the product itself that attracts user. So this is something that our ICP really much are screaming for as we speak, hence the reason for our PLG strategy.
Thank you, Ida, and we are running out of time. We don't have any more questions from the jury, and thank you very much for the great pitch.
Thank you so much. The next one is Legal Nose. Please meet an incredible female founder, Margarita. Legal Nose is a global legal platform for tech businesses.
Whoa.
Please welcome.
Hi, my name is Margot. I'm CEO at Legal Notes. Imagine driving from Riga to Warsaw without a map or GPS, having to stop every 10 minutes and ask for directions. Well, this is how most of international founders, like myself, navigate legal work, pondering over questions such as, where should I register my company? What would the tax consequences be? How should I structure my cap table? As you can imagine, this process is quite frustrating, time-consuming, and expensive for founders. And in today's world, most of the businesses are created global from day one. You might start in Riga, sell into the US, and hire in Brazil, all without a proper legal framework or legal guidance. Which is why we created Legal Notes, which acts as your legal copilot who sheds the light on the whole process. Our platform consists of an easy-to-follow, clear legal roadmap tailored for founders that streamlines legal works around company formation, fundraising, and so on. And most importantly, gives you access to the right people across the globe to solve those legal works. Because the secret to doing legal right is knowing the right questions to ask to the right people at the right time. And our model is working. We've grown twice in our MRR, and we've earned more than $700,000 in revenue in the last 12 months. And all of that without a single penny invested in paid ads. So our growth has been thanks to content-driven inbound and word of mouth. That has come from all over the world. In fact, what you see on this slide is where our customers are based. And it includes United States, Europe, and even South Korea. Now, you might be wondering, how is that even possible? Well, we scale based on use cases, not geography. So currently, we focus on early-stage company use cases, such as company formation, fundraising, product launch. But we're looking to scale further up market and focus on use cases for larger companies, such as opening a global office. So just like Deal revolutionized payroll, Ripplen did for HR and IT, Legal Notes is redefining the global legal services industry. So if you're interested in learning more, please scan the QR code to follow our updates and hear about our upcoming round. Thank you.
The Airbnb for storage. Incredible.
Thank you so much. And questions, jury?
Simonas.
What are your churn numbers look like, and what are the reasons for those cases?
Yep. Our retention is actually pretty high, so we are looking at 90% plus retention. And the reason is because we operate on a subscription model, and the earlier the company started with us, the better, because they get the foundations right, and then they stay with us.
Marcus.
Which portion of the revenues you showed are essentially consulting revenues, and which portion is really like product?
Yeah. So our MRR, which is our product subscription, is now at $44,000 per month. The rest is the add-on services, but we charge a commission from service providers from our network. So that's how we essentially make revenue.
Any questions?
No more questions.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Thank you.
And the last startup in this batch is Bocskov. Bocskov, the Airbnb of storage, and meet Kevin from Bocskov. Are Kevin?
Thanks.
You're very welcome. Please, stage is yours. In 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm Kevin, the co-founder of Bocskov, and we're like the Airbnb, but for storage. Bocskov has been doubling its MRR for the past few months, and in April, we didn't reach 32, but actually 42,000 in MRR. And we have about 50,000 square meters of space under our belt. But what is the problem that we're actually solving? Today, the space utilization in cities is very inefficient. There's so much free space, but instead of putting it all to use, they're building more and more self-storage facilities located far out of the cities, making storage very expensive and far located. For example, which one do you think has a higher square meter price? The nice-looking penthouse in Tallinn or the sad-looking storage facility far out of the city? As you might have guessed by the stupid question, it's the sad-looking storage facility. But how do we solve this? We connect people with unused storage spaces to those that need them the most, making storage more affordable and bringing it closer. And this is the perfect time for it. Self-storage occupancy in Europe is nearing 90%, and 55% of the current users think it is too expensive. We're mainly targeting the current self-storage users and SMEs with a lot of inventory. And from the other side, Airbnb hosts that have already rented out their apartment or house, giving them the chance to earn extra income from the garage as well. And asset funds with a lot of leftover and vacant space. Here's a competitive analysis where we show that we're really the best, and actually, here's why. Our customers don't have to travel at all. Their closest storage space could be right across the street. And we've automated the whole process. From booking the space, to accessing it, to getting your stuff there, it's all automated. And with partners such as iLock, Omacom, and Verif, we've made storage better. Here's a quick visual of the Bocskov app. It enables the host to rent out their storage space in 3 easy steps, and for the renter to book a space for their needs really fast. Bocskov operates as a two-sided marketplace, and our base transaction fee is 15%. And we earn extra revenue from all the services that we offer. Here's the wonderful team. Marcus, the founder of Bocskov, has been in the storage industry for close to a decade. And in our team, we have already a few successful exits. And in the beginning of autumn, we raised the pre-seed round from the Supersol guys. Bocskov plans to reach 500,000 in monthly recurring revenue, mainly through transactions, and we're looking to raise 1.3 million to take over the Scandinavian market. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Kevin, for keep strict timing. And do you have any questions? Janina, please.
Bring it on.
Hi, thank you for a great pitch. Can you tell us a little bit about market entry? So what are the requirements opening a new market?
Yeah, so we have quite a lot of real estate partners in all the Scandinavian countries already, and we can test out each region by taking a really, really big, like a building that is currently sitting unused in cities and actually testing out how the market is there. And we get local salespeople for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Caroline?
For your real estate customers, so a hotel with an empty storage space or apartment building or so, how much does the additional revenue that they get from Bocskov matter to them? Is that like a nice little addition, or does it actually affect their P&L?
Well, for example, in Helsinki, we have one hotel that is generating now 100,000 extra revenue in a year from just one of their buildings. So it's about 10% of their revenue.
Thank you. Next question. Markus.
What do you think will be the biggest challenge going forward, also further internationalizing the business?
I'd say customer support. So that's one aspect that we're really trying to streamline it, but at the same time keep it as person-to-person as possible. So going global, we still want to keep customer support really like close to the person, but it requires a lot of effort.
Do we have more questions?
Alexander, I feel like you have something.
Yeah, maybe just final question. What is the kind of long-term vision for the company? And basically, what happens if everything goes right?
Bocskov is going to be the biggest marketplace for the storage industry.
And we are running out of time. Thank you very much, Kevin. Thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
juries, for your questions. And it was the last startup of the second batch.
Thank you so much for staying with us at the founder stage by Google.
Please enjoy. It will be some kind of animation.
Yep.
Let's go.
So next off, we would like to invite the fireside chat. So I would like to invite Kate Lawrence. She's a senior writer at TechEye. And in this way, she's going to then follow up with the person that she's going to interview. And it's going to be the co-founder at Vieira. So stay tuned for the next session, which is going to be super soon.
Yes, co-founder of Vieira, Fiedler Gorokhov.